Hey. Oh. Hi.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Autopod Decepticast, your bi-weekly podcast that delivers an episode-by-episode review of the G1 series, The Transformers. That intro might sound a little different to you, and that's because it's your co-host Ryan coming to you today with a bit of an unorthodox episode. The three of us got back from TFCon Chicago just a couple of weeks ago, and we'll certainly talk about it on our next normal episode, just in time for everyone to be sick of hearing about TFCon. And that's the Apdc promise. Always a day late and $1 short. Okay, well, at any rate, friends, because we had some scheduling conflicts and personal stuff, we weren't able to get a regular show recorded in time, so instead of going dark for our normal release slot, we are bringing you a Patreon-exclusive Minisode out of the vault for all you nice people. More on that in a moment. We should be back to our regularly scheduled programming on November 20th. Currently, that is slated, I believe, for episode number 76, Thief in the Night, which is... that's an episode of the show, that's for sure. I apologize for the delay, but it's just the nature of the beast sometimes. Life just gets in the way, especially after doing this show for almost 6 years. But you guys, like our audience, always very super supporting and understanding. Supportive and understanding. Like, truly. We appreciate each and every one of you. Except you, Steve. You know what you did. I almost feel the need to clarify that that's a joke, as if one of our listeners, named Steve, is in like a one-room cold water walk-up in Detroit under a bare light bulb on a stained mattress, smelling faintly of spoiled milk, is just like heard that and snapped and just started loading a gun because APDC was the only thing he had to live for. Eesh, that's a fun bit of microfiction for you. Anyway, I think since our patrons have already heard and had access to this content, most of it, I've got some extra stuff in here. I will do something special for the Patreon page. I'm not sure what, maybe a video. Don't fret, I will deliver. I do not believe I have the reputation for being a liar, but there's always time to start a new trend. We did actually just set up an APDC Discord server that is right now a Patreon exclusive, and it's only been up for a few days, but it seems like people are, it's got, that Discord's got people talking. And as old guys, we're just learning not only how to use it, but how to host a server. Hey, speaking of cocktails, your boy is flying solo today, but that's no reason not to have a drink. We have yet to have this drink on the show so far. I have a spreadsheet that has everything, and this is not on there, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of my favorites, an old-fashioned. I'm making mine with Rittenhouse Bottled in Bond Straight Rye Whiskey, because that's my whiskey of choice right now. Feel free to use what you like. I can't control you. Dealer's choice. Incidentally, if you're interested, Bottled in Bond means that the whiskey is made under U.S. government supervision to meet the strictest standards, whatever that actually means. So, to make this drink, we have 2 ounces or 60 mils of Rittenhouse rye whiskey, 1 teaspoon 2-to-1 simple syrup, 2 dashes Angostura bitters, 1 dash orange bitters. Combine all the ingredients in a mixing glass with ice and stir. Strain into a double rocks glass over 1 large cube of ice. And then garnish with a twist of lemon and a twist of orange. I love this. This is a spicy glass of high-test rocket fuel, especially since Rittenhouse is 100 proof. So paradoxically, though, I find that having a very high-proof cocktail in my hand makes me take my time consuming it, like within reason, I suppose, because there's nothing worse than a warm martini, which is basically just gin. I mean, since we're in functional alcoholic corner, I'll just say, as an open comment to any bars out there, stop making huge martinis in those flared conical glasses. It's brutal. 3 to 4 ounces max, please. Obviously, plus ice dilution. Ice dilution? Ice dilution? The delusion of ice dilution. What else? We're doing a holiday episode, though at the moment we're planning on taking another break at some point, maybe for a month or so. But the beginning of next year has some fun stuff we can't actually talk about yet. Oh, I'm teasing you. Blowing on it. The break will also let us work on getting booty boxes together, which hopefully will get out to all our patrons in Q1 of 2023. So thank you to all our patrons: Daniel Collins, Johnny Seed, Simon Adams, Alex Mendoza, Justin Beatty, John Triclops, Thomas Anderson, Cracktastic Plastic, a.k.a. Jason, Tim Wiley, Michael Ordway, James and Julia, Corey Sullivan, Captain Alexis Taylor, Moondog Greg Murray, Big Kid, Bockelman, Nick Warren, Maddie V, Jay Soups, Chandler Gaines, Brian, Daniel Vroman, Robin Hunt, Jonathan Maples, Justin Rupert, Michael Tremblant, the Cyber Informer, Bono, Jeremy, Mike Seibert, Jeffrey Sadler, Ernie, Debbie, and Alpha Magnus himself, Toby Hickson. I sincerely hope I did not screw that up. I am not used to doing that. That's usually Aaron's bailiwick. Oh, speaking of which, if any of you new patrons have not yet gotten a proper shout-out highlight, Aaron will take care of that in one of our upcoming shows. Not to worry. You'll get your druthers. Druthers? Your druthers. So, you know what it's time for now? A 30-second promo break, y'all.
Hey, welcome to the Last Comic Shop Podcast,
a comic book podcast that actually talks about comics.
Yep, each week we open the shop up and read and discuss a comic.
Sometimes we pair that up with comic book movies or TV shows.
Or not. Lots of times it's just comic books and sound effects.
Oh yes, definitely lots of sound effects.
So tune in on all the major podcasting platforms to the Last Comic Shop Podcast, or check out our library of evergreen shows at www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com.
All right, enough with the appetizers. Let's get to the main course. You remember way back in July when we did the two-parter revisit of Transformers the movie from 1986 with our friends Kit and Harper, who had never seen it before, and they were so kind to watch and join us for the review. It was a lot of fun, and if you haven't, go listen to their show, More Than Meets the Pod, because it's fucking great. We had over 4 hours of material for the podcast, but if you could believe it, there was still some stuff too good not to share, but didn't really fit into the episode flow proper. So we made a Patreon exclusive Minisode, and it's got a lot of fun stuff. Some of it is even Transformers related. It's about 20 minutes, and join me after our little episode here for a special One Man in the Real World. We hope you enjoy this. And if not, well, fuck you. I live my own life in my own way, if I want to. Fuck off. Don't come following me.
Okay. How long has it been since you all have been in front of the mics?
Icon Online.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So about 2 years?
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Crazy. Well, you sound like you haven't missed a beat. It's just like riding a motorcycle. A motorcycle.
Motorcycle?
A bicycle.
Is that the saying?
It's for you guys. It's like riding a motorcycle.
A
for
unicycle.
Everyone else, it's a bicycle. Yeah.
Just like it.
It's just like riding a motorcycle. Everybody around you's trying to hit you.
Right. Fuck helmet laws. You know, all that stuff.
Every time I take my bike out on the trail, there is a dude on a unicycle.
Oh, God.
Riding it poorly. It is 100% of the time in my way every time.
Is this like a mountain bike trail? Like he's struggling to get up a hill,
not a
and
mountain
then he
bike
gets to
trail.
the top, and he's like, whoa, and goes down the hill really fast.
I do like the idea of a mountain bike unicyclist, though, who has big tires.
I do, too. I think we should market that.
Mountain unibiking.
Yeah.
How about tandem mountain biking?
Oh, God.
How about tandem unicycling?
You want to hate somebody really fast?
That's a divorce machine right there.
It is we'll call it the divorce machine.
You want to be really annoyed? Get in a canoe with Caleb.
Yeah. You want to make me mad? be Ryan in the canoe.
Man,
with
that
me.
was the worst.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That was bad.
How bad did that go?
I was just barking orders at him the whole time. It was bad, and I've got my. I don't know why it was.
Oh, we're getting boys out. Hold on. You go grab a boy.
He was just sitting right next to me.
Oh, okay. Well, now I want one. I feel left out.
Here's the deal: is Caleb is an actual good at outdoors
Alright, I
type
grabbed
of
the one
person. He
closest.
goes camping legit.
Well,
good meaning that I'm adept at it, but bad that I yell
Sure,
and
it's still
mean
not
to the
right
people
for
that
you to
aren't-
be mean to Ryan. But
I am not an outdoorsy person, and I also made the mistake of being like, "Oh, we're going floating on this river. That'll be like an hour, 2 hours, right?" No, it's like 9.
Oh, that's because we
I took
stopped.
Elliot out kayaking with my dad, and it was just like, oh, we'll do like a quick and easy one. And he was like, no, the water's good on the long one. And they did not enjoy it.
It's fun, but I know it's not for everybody.
That's my fault of expectations. It was actually, it was.
But I could have been better at like being kind to you and through that whole experience and just being like,
I should have just gotten out and left and just wandered into the woods.
yeah, that would have worked.
Haven't you ever read Deliverance? Come on. You
I
can't do
have,
that shit.
and that was far too young when I read it.
so I can tell by the silhouette that Harper has a Cyclonus behind him, but I can't tell. Is that a whirl? What is
That's
it?
Whirl, baby.
Oh yeah, I got that whirl. I don't got that
With
Cyclonus.
chopsticks.
That's the new one, right? The new Cyclonus.
Yeah, we have a pretty good target.
And the classic Generations whirl. I'm just trying to show
think.
off right now. I think.
Some real toy flexing going on.
I just wanted a friend-shaped boy. There we go.
They need to come out with one that is more authentic to the IDW design on the whirl. I think we're missing
I would agree.
that. And the
I need
Cyclonus for
some
that matter.
figures.
I mean, he's a pretty spindly boy. Whirl, I mean.
I saw that
So-
they're coming out with an IDW accurate blur, but who cares about blur in any form? Uh-oh. Wait, okay, never mind.
Harper's gotten attached to Blur. Especially since watching the movie.
Yeah.
Well, don't watch Five Faces because that will make you hate Blur. Oh my God, we just finished the Five Faces miniseries, and they pair Blur and Wheelie together for the whole run, and it is a act of terrorism.
Wheelie is an act of terrorism all unto himself. I
Yeah.
really hate Wheelie.
It's
Horrid.
It's problematic.
I think the one that drops. No, it was last week or the last episode. They had Frank Welker was not available for some of the retakes for Wheelie, so they had somebody else do the voice, and it's even worse. It's like this weird whiny, like high pitched thing. It's so bad.
It's unfortunate too because the character development of Wheelie, the backstory of Wheelie,
Is
I really
interesting.
like. They could make that. They could have made that a really good character, but they stuck him with that voice, and it ruined everything.
The rhyming. The rhyming.
The rhyming,
Why?
Oh, the
too.
rhyming.
Why the rhyming?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, you've got Blaster rhyming. You don't need two rhymers.
They could have made him so cool, and they
Yeah.
didn't.
Like Blaster rhymes and he's cool because he's Blaster.
That's right.
Wheelie is a little bitch.
He is a little bitch.
I had I think it was a big looker book that was Wheelie, the Wild Boy of Quintessa, and it was really good. Like it was really sad too. Like he had been, family had crash landed, and his parents had died, and so he was just abandoned and living in the jungle.
I think I actually looked at that. I was doing some research for something at some point, and I looked through all of these old looker books.
Mm-hmm.
It might have just been trying to fuel my hatred for Wheelie more, but
Wheelie rhymes in a way that I don't like. Like Wheelie rhymes like in a Grimm's fairy tale, like Rumpelstiltskin kind of way. That's
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like you're just waiting for him to
Scary.
come up with some kind of
Yes.
rhyming curse.
Yeah, like he's giving me wishes 3 kind of deal.
Wheelie is probably a fae folk. Let's be real. He's gonna drag you away to the underworld.
Don't like it. No, he's demonic. Wheelie's a fucking demon.
But you're right. The idea of this feral boy
Yeah.
There's some stuff to do, like your favorite movie. What's Road Warrior? They have that feral kid.
I love Road Warrior. They got the feral kid. He is essentially like a feral kid. He went in a way that I really don't like.
What if in Road Warrior that feral kid rhymed all the time?
They gave him that'd be bad.
Instead of just grunting and clawing all the time.
Yeah, they gave him no lines. He just grunts and throws a metallic boomerang. Yeah, it's
What
cool.
if in Road Warrior he had a bunch of giant metallic dinosaurs for friends?
Well,
that would make Road Warrior 10 times more awesome.
That sounds like some kind of thing they would have pulled off in Fury Road, some fuckery like that.
Ooh,
sorry,
Fury.
I don't like Fury Road.
Really? Fury Road's great.
Aw.
I like the characters.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry.
You're outvoted.
I think the movie falls apart.
You're outvoted by everyone.
I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die on that hill. Okay. I think.
No, but can we talk about George Miller's best work, which is Happy Feet?
I still haven't seen it. I know it's like
that's where you need
universally loved, but I've just never seen it. Is it pretty good?
I actually like it.
It's good.
I've seen bits and pieces when I used to work at the school, but that's about it.
Well,
that's good.
Maybe that's what we'll cover next.
Let's just watch it now.
That's fine.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck the movie. Let's watch Happy Feet.
Oh yeah, I don't know how. I mean, judging by any time we have guests, or like last time you guys were on here, I just assumed it would be like a kind of a longer one. We may have to like build in a break for like lunch or something like that. I don't know what
We'll
you
see
guys.
how it goes.
Do you have any hard cutoffs?
No, I mean I'm free the rest of the day. But we very specifically did not take notes on either of our watches.
That's okay.
Because we were like, that's going to make this a 3-hour event.
Right.
And we're just going to
That's okay.
vibe it.
There's nothing wrong with. I think we intend to split this into 2 episodes.
I just assumed it would probably end up being 2, but
I would
we'll
love
see.
that if it was.
We'll just see
Oh,
how
it'll
it goes.
probably still end up being 2 episodes. I have plenty to talk about.
Cool.
Well, I guess before we get into the formal stuff,
We're already doing it, man. We're already in it, baby.
How are you?
We're lost in the sauce.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God. Well, since you've seen us last, we
both have
got
different jobs.
both have different jobs. I have a new gender. My laptop has been broken for a year. And we, pulling out our money, discovered that everything was broken.
That's just a theme in our house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think generally good. The jobs are good.
Good. Right on.
Oh.
Harper's job is good. I work in a bakery now, and it's very busy and doesn't pay as well and all that.
I did see some fuckery with some water issues or something.
Yeah.
Do you have
Is this a Flint, Michigan situation? What?
No, our hot water heater went out for like 4 days straight. And as a bakery that does a lot of work with butter, try washing any butter dish in cold water.
Yeah.
You're
not going to cut that oil.
So what's your go-to, like, what do you sell in baking-wise? What's your jam? But not really,
well, the
unless
bakery-
it's really jam. Do you, like, literally?
It's not jam.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I've tried to push confectionaries a couple times, and my boss has been like, middling on it. We do
Yeah.
a lot of macarons. That's kind of like
Ooh.
the biggest thing.
A lot of work with those.
Allegedly, we're one of the first bakeries in the areas to do that. But,
Awesome.
a lot of standards, biscuits, muffins, cookies,
Right on.
scones, all that good shit.
Do you have to get up early, like bakers sometimes? It seems like donut people have to get up early. Do you have to get up early like donut people?
Only on Saturdays because it's farmer's market season. So I go and I make breakfast sandwiches in a little trailer for 8 hours.
Right on. Well,
That part's pretty sick.
well, cool. Well, congratulations anyway.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I think the only other life update that I have is that I got really, really into Saw. That's about it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
All right.
Have you ever thought up any contraptions that they haven't thought up?
Contraptions.
Yes, because I'm working on my magnum opus, which is like a really, really long sawfic. And one of the alternate timelines for my very long sawfic is 2 of the characters get like retrapped because they fucked up. They didn't cherish their lives and all that shit.
I think you should come up with one that's like a really in-depth or really involved like Rube Goldberg machine, but like an evil Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that energy in Saw.
Love it.
I could probably do that.
Okay, cool.
Are you taking requests?
Yeah. Ooh, I've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, before I got, or it might have been after, One of my favorite concepts for a Saw fic that I will probably never write is Tiger King Saw fic,
Oh Lord.
where Joe Exotic is like kind of forced to expose himself as a money grubbing guy instead of a dude who loves his tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like too much of a stretch, really.
No. But
No,
I really
he's
like
just forced to admit it.
It writes itself almost.
I like the idea of celebrity Saw, and then also like Saw All Stars, like Return
Saw
of
No, that doesn't work.
Saw Stars.
Hey, Saw 10's coming out soon. We don't know what it's gonna be.
Saw 10.
I don't.
Damn.
I think I saw Saw 1 20 years ago.
I saw
That's
the first
only one
that's
I know.
it. Yeah.
Well,
Is the bad guy? Is it Carrie Elwes the whole time?
No.
It's Princess Buttercup.
I don't want to spoil you. He does come back in Saw 7. That was
Wow.
the
Jesus.
final one before Jigsaw and Spiral came out.
Saw 10.
Saw 7, the one where I needed tax money.
Hey, if they're cranking out dollars, I guess that's keep them coming.
Hey, Spiral was really good.
Spiral was like phenomenal. Like even if you just take it apart from the Saw series, like as like a horror movie and a movie itself, it was absolutely phenomenal.
I would say you don't have to watch any other Saw movies to watch Spiral and enjoy it. It's fun, it's funky, it's you know, not quite in the canon, but in the universe, which is my favorite concept because I've personally decided that Sawtown, USA is in Ohio. Everybody wants it to be New York, but I don't know.
Ohio makes
Cleveland, Cincinnati, somewhere in there.
I need to get up on the franchise.
Get in that Rust Belt. Definitely a Rust
Or
Belt.
not at all. The one other question I had was in terms of the old show. How should we refer to that? Is there any no-nos? That's a weird way of putting it, but I don't know if you guys are planning anything on revitalizing it or if the project's dead or whatever. But how should we talk about it?
It's kind of a wants and means thing. So like, yes, we want to. At this point, like all of our equipment is absolutely fucked,
Right.
including like the laptop that we record and edit on, which is the biggest problem. I was able to make it work for today, but it's definitely not a long-term
Right.
viable solution.
There was some necromancy involved.
And then even before the laptop got bricked, I don't know. I'll say for me, I talked about this with Mike Seibert a little bit. It just became, when something gets like really big and starts to get too real, and then you like panic and can't do it anymore. Like we were starting to build like a really legitimate audience, and that was horrifying.
So there's some therapy that needs to happen before you can.
So it started there, and then all of the equipment just shat the bed.
Right.
So it's like we absolutely do want to get back to it, and we have so much stuff in the vault too that needs to be released.
Yeah, there's probably like 10 plus hours of material that's just like chilling on the laptop.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of just wanted to ask you before we started the show, like, because I just assumed it would be a natural thing to ask at the end of, like, so we didn't know if you wanted to bring it up at all or not. So.
Yeah, no, I'm fine addressing it.
Okay.
And then, and also it makes the most sense to introduce you from that context, but it's almost like, do you say of the more than
I wouldn't say like
meets the pod or of the former more than meets the whatever.
Of the defunct.
The podcast formerly known as.
No, just
like Donald Trump is like the failing New York Times.
The fake news podcast, more than meets the pod.
No, just call it what it is. The more than meets the pod.
All right. I think we get the gist of it here. So cool. Anything else we should cover before we get going, or hit it?
I'm good.
What we don't cover now, we'll hit on it within the show. I'm sure.
What we don't cover now, we'll spend 20 minutes in a tangent on later.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And that's what we're here for.
Oh,
that's what I'm here for.
If you put it in there, I do have a short game.
Ryan's got a game.
When would you like to play it?
Ryan's got a game.
I do have Ryan trivia right here.
All right.
Remember,
okay.
What when were they on? Did we do a trivia with them before?
No, I re-listened actually. I don't think we did.
Okay, great. We've gotten into doing like games now with.
We mostly yell about stripper cops. That's my number one memory of.
Yep.
Right.
I remember saying that 9/11 was the Back to the Future of my generation, and
Did that make it on air? Of course it did.
I think I skipped around a bit, but yeah, I remember specifically talking about Back to the Future.
For me, the ongoing meme is the maybe meme.
Yeah, we still do that.
I still say maybe.
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 Okay, well, I'll do our thing. Or actually, let me
And this is all
figure out
gonna
the screen
This is
share.
all gonna make it into the show too, right? We're not gonna.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, this is all gold.
15 minutes of banter.
Yeah,
Sometimes if it doesn't fit anywhere else, I'll just slap it on the end.
the divorce machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to make it in.
Post credits.
okay.
Getting that marble grind.
We haven't had post.
Oh God! I feel like I'm looking into an infinite
Yeah,
mirror
it's
hallway.
careful.
You
Oh,
are.
Lord.
Well, I had the movie queued up somewhere. I don't know how this works on this situation.
Do you want to do the cocktail and then the game?
Sure.
That makes the most sense to me.
You're the one controlling the both of them. So
It's true. I have a lot of material.
That's great.
Can you all see a movie playing?
Yes.
You probably can't hear it.
That's okay.
Oh, we didn't have a Shout Factory title screen.
Well, I think this is a DVD.
It's
Oh.
well, it's
Shout
a
Factory
digital
releases
copy or
stuff.
whatever.
Oh.
But okay, hang
Boy,
on.
it
We
looks.
watched on Amazon Prime, so we were watching like the 30th anniversary special edition.
Right on.
I think this is 30th.
I think the one I watched was 35th.
I don't have the fancy 35th anniversary edition.
You have a pretty cool box set though
Thanks.
that someone got for you.
That one has the deleted scene of Carly at home making lasagna while everything else is
Yeah.
happening. I was honestly kind of peeved at the lack of Carly.
It is surprising in retrospect. At the
It's
time, it didn't occur to me because I was a child. But yeah, watching it, just like that's pretty weird.
Like Daniel is functionally being raised by the Autobots. Like, where is Carly?
Maybe she and Spike are on a break.
Oh.
Maybe she's presenting at a
She got an
Yeah,
adjunct position at MIT.
Yeah, that's better. I shouldn't put her down. I shouldn't be like, she's at home just thumbing through her Better Homes and Gardens magazine. She's fucking.
I think
she's
that would
fucking
be
doing shit.
genuinely pretty funny to just smash cut and she's just like making macrame.
Yeah.
She's watching TV, sees a bit about Moonbase 2 being swallowed, and just changes the channel.
That would be. I would respect that from her. Actually,
She's like, finally.
she's like, what? These.
She just takes the divorce papers and puts them in a drawer.
Wait, this is set in like the far off year of what? Was it 2005?
The
2005.
futuristic world of 2005. Maybe she and Spike tried to go on a tandem mountain biking trip.
And it didn't work out so well.
No.
Well, spoilers, it will work. They'll be back together. They work it out through counseling.
In the real world.
In keeping with this being a very unconventional episode, our In the Real World segment is still just me, and it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact I'm recording this segment on Halloween, my birthday. I'm 30, nope, not even close. I am 45 years old today, halfway to 90, which I desperately hope I do not make it to. Good gravy, I don't want to live that long. Like I like to do with every birthday, I looked up other people who died at the age of 45. Because I'm very normal and great. Here we go. Freddie Mercury, born September 5th, 1946, and died November 24th, 1991. Do I even need to say he was the lead singer of Queen? Even I know that, and I can barely identify music. Mercury died of bronchial pneumonia resulting from AIDS. That's fucking depressing. All right, up next we have Vlad the Impaler, Vlad III, or Vlad Tepes, or Vlad Dracula. He was born in what is modern-day Romania. This is a tentative one because we don't really know the exact year of his birth, but it was between 1428 and 1431, and he was just too fun not to include. If you're at all interested in history, go check it out. His story is fascinating. You probably know him, if nothing else, as the inspiration for the vampire Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and for the titular impaling of his enemies on spikes. But in Romania, he's considered a national hero. Vlad died in battle in late 1476 or January of 1477. Up next, Nat King Cole. The singer, jazz pianist, and actor was born March 17th, 1919, which, hey, is St. Patrick's Day and my girlfriend's birthday. She was not born in 1919. Nat King Cole died February 15th, 1965 of lung cancer. Cole recorded over 100 chart hits and was the father of singer Natalie Cole. Number 4, we've got Rocky Marciano, one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. Marciano was born September 1st, 1923, and died August 31st, 1969. You know what? I actually forgot to look up how he died. Probably from being a boxer. Marciano is the only fighter to have stopped every opponent he ever faced for the heavyweight title, and along with Joe Louis, has the highest knockout-to-win percentage at 85.7%. Marciano had 49 fights, 49 wins, and 43 of those were by knockout. And you may be tempted to mark Rocky off your APDC bingo card, but Marciano was not Stallone's inspiration for Balboa. That was Chuck Wepner. Denied. Lastly, we have Pancho Villa, governor of Chihuahua, Mexico, 1913 to 1914. Villa was born June 5th, 1878, and was a general in the Mexican Revolution in 1911, and was extremely important, charismatic figure involved in negotiations and the formation of a Mexican civil government. Villa was assassinated at his estate in Chihuahua, July 20th, 1923. There are a lot more interesting ones, but for the sake of brevity, I chose those 5. As 2 bonus ones to give you some homework to go check out, there's George Reeves, the original TV Superman, and Japanese serial killer Tsutomu Miyazaki. Just to round out our real-world segment and my birthday episode, let's talk about a movie I watch every year around this time, Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest Scared Stupid is a 1991 American comedy horror film set during Halloween and directed by John Cherry, starring Jim Varney as the titular Ernest. And I am now realizing I have just used the word titular twice in this episode. You can make of that what you will. I'm sure you'll let us know. Ernest P. Worrell. What the fuck? Let us know? Don't let us. This is stupid. Ernest P. Worrell, Varney, is working as a garbage collector in the small fictional town of Briarwood, Missouri. I'm sure that's just up the imaginary lane from our hometown of Springfield, Missouri. Despite the warnings of a local kook, Old Lady Hackmore, played by the always fantastic Eartha Kitt, Ernest accidentally releases the evil troll Trantor, played by Jonas Muscatarlo, who's been trapped inside a tree by one of Ernest's ancestors for 200 years. Trantor turns some of the neighborhood kids and Ernest's dog Rimshot into wooden dolls, and Ernest teams up with the remaining children and Old Lady Hackmore to get rid of the troll and return the victims to life. This was the 4th and final Ernest film to be released under Disney's Touchstone Pictures label, due to a modest showing at the box office of $14.1 million and on a $9.6 million budget. It currently holds a solid 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Horror blog Booze, and that's BOOS/Booze, BOOZE situation, compared it to Hocus Pocus, another film that performed poorly at the box office, but is also now a Halloween classic for many people, myself included. One of my favorite quotes from a reviewer is Ken Hank of the Mountain Express, who called the film, quote, not good, unquote, but, quote, kind of likable, unquote. And it is both of those things. It's great. It's also very gross. It's a very damp movie. Lots of wet puppets and slime and fun practical effects. It's fucking cute and fun, and it's Halloween, and I love Ernest and Jim Varney, R.I.P. Plus, it has one of my favorite bits in it concerning authentic Bulgarian miak. I bet you thought I couldn't find any this time of year. Harper knows what I'm talking about. And I guess that's that, y'all. How'd you like this wacky, unconventional episode of APDC? I know I had fun. It's really about the friends we made along the way. And I'm the only one here in the studio, so that doesn't really hold up at all. If you like what we do and want to prove it monetarily, please go to our Patreon at patreon.com/apoddcast. We have many different levels of support, and we are currently in production of this year's booty boxes. I think this will be our 3rd installment. That's fucking nuts. If commitment isn't your bag, go to our website, apoddcast.com/apdc store. Check out our fine wares and merchandise just in time for the holiday shopping season. Catch us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of the things at apoddcast. We always tell you how to listen to our podcast, but you're here, so you probably figured it the fuck out. 5 stars on iTunes, please. Oh, we did. Okay, so here's a new thing. We did actually join Amazon Music as well. So if that's how you listen, there you go. I guess you're not listening to this if that's how you listen. Is that it? That's it. That's all. Until next time, bye, bye, bye. Pistols at dawn.
Cells is the sponsor of Autopod Decepticast. Yes, 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 yes.